Starting off right here at David Douglas High School. This is the south building, the athletic stadium side. This is the high school that one of my favorite actors, well, at least voice people, but I definitely love his persona and just everything that I've heard about him throughout my time in Oregon, is Mr. Sam Elliot. That's right. He moved here with his folks at the age of 13, just a young teenager with hopes of becoming a track star. And if you know, like I do, went on to do way bigger things. And we're going to take a look at his high school, the front. We're going to talk a little bit more about his life. Then we're going to creep over to his actual childhood home. So this right here is the kind of the front main building for this high school, which is enormous. And I believe in the back here, this is the athletic side. I believe is the track, which I'm going to try and find, because from what I've researched and read about, Sam Elliot wanted to be a track star first and foremost when he went to school here. And that's what his aspirations were. And fast forward years to come, went on to be a famous movie star. But this is his high school right here, David Douglas in Northeast Portland. And like I said, I believe the track is just right behind here. So let's go creep back here and get another look. All right, slowly making our way back to the track area, which is so cool to me to think that he actually ran on this track. Now, I don't know if this track has stayed here since 1962, but I'm thinking it's pretty much the same layout. I don't see maybe some newer construction around, but I think they basically kept the same layout. And if you can see, we've got the actual mascot to the school there on the big mural. So we're going to creep back this way because I believe might not be able to get in actually to the track itself, but we can probably get the camera. These gates here, check it out. And so I believe his mom, oh, not to mention his mom was a school teacher here as well. Gosh, that totally just came into play. I totally remember reading about that, but his mom was a physical ed teacher as well here. So that probably helped paved the path that he thought about being in track and field. So the track's just right here. Here is the actual track at the David Douglas High School. Let's see if we can poke the camera in here. Oh, yep, there it is, right there. Let's see if we can go over here. Playground closed, but if we poke the camera in here, you guys can see pretty decent sized track all the way around the football field, and then the track running around it. Pretty cool. I think if we go over here we can get a better shot. Looks like the gate's open. There's a sign, but it's open. I don't want to upset anybody, but I bet we could probably creep right up those stairs and get a really good shot of the field. Let's check it out. I also don't want to get locked in. I saw that the gate was open. These look like newer bleachers. But here is the stadium, and of course the track. Beautiful football field. We got some other bleachers here. But yep, this is where Sam would have ran track. I'm pretty sure this is probably the same spot. It doesn't look like much. It's changed. And then if you look way off in the distance there, it actually says David Douglas High School. This is where Sam would have ran track. Gosh, I'm so glad I remembered that his mom actually taught school here too. That's makes a lot more sense to me as to why he chose this school, not just being in the school district range itself, but with his mom being involved with, you know, the athletics department and athletics and things of that nature, Sam probably decided that that was probably his best interest. I remember there was a quote that I'll always remember, and whenever I hear it, I read it, or I hear it in Sam's voice, because his voice is so recognizable and so cool, that he actually said to his mom he wanted to be a track and field star, and her reply that always stuck with him was, you could to do that, it would take a snowball in hell, or something to that nature. But I guess that kind of fueled his fire, and he pursued his career in acting. But I just love that, because whenever I hear about Sam or read something about him or read a quote, I always read it to myself in his voice, and I'm not sure if you guys do that as well, but this is pretty awesome that this is the actual high school that Sam graduated from. And I will show a picture here of his yearbook photo. I believe 62 is when he graduated. It could be 62, 65, some around that era. But we're going to creep up to his childhood home, which isn't really too far from here as well, so stay tuned. The Scots. Guy's got his bagpipe and kilt. He's even got his sword handy. If you look real close there by his foot, it says class of '04. Alright, just now leaving his high school and his childhood home. And in fact, the house that he still owns, the property is still in his name, isn't too far from here. So stay tuned. I'm so excited to see this. It's gonna be a good one. Alright, back trekking through the side streets here on our way up to Sam Elliots' childhood home. I'm excited to see it. Like I said, there's a ton of movies that I absolutely love that he does. Plus, I just love the fact that, you know, being an Oregonian, moving here from California at a young age, he's always had a heart for the Pacific Northwest, and you can totally tell because he has been known to do the voiceovers for Smokey the Bear and team up with the Forestry Service and whatnot here in Oregon. So he's always had a love for conservation of the natural wildlife and things of that nature. No pun intended. But yeah, I definitely just love him, and as we get closer, I'm kind of getting more and more images of him in movies. And one of my favorite movies was Mask. I love that movie with Cher. But I would love to hear in the comment section below, you know, as you're watching or at the end of this vlog, if you guys chime in and tell me what's your favorite movie or thing that he's done in his career. Pretty interesting. Like I said, wanting to originally be a track star, and then getting into performance arts and then eventually the movies and stuff. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna creep up here a ways. I don't want to film too much because, like I said, I want the privacy of his home to still be under wraps. But stay tuned, we're getting close. Very nice. It's cherry red. Boy, that's pretty. Nice. So we found it, and it's just right behind me. We're gonna get up here and get a better view, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Sam Elliot and his family, and then we're gonna head over, well, not head over, we're just gonna check it out, and then when I get home I will edit some pictures in as well that you guys can check out, not only from his high school that we were just at, but from some of my favorite movies that he was in and things of that nature. So stay tuned. So as always, I want to be very respectful too, and I want to kind of keep the location under wraps just for good measure and privacy and all that. But this is Sam Elliots' childhood home right here, and it is in a beautiful place with these giant trees, which is so appropriate for him. I know how much he loves the wildlife conservation. He actually has done the voice for Smokey the Bear on occasion, but gotta love Sam Elliot. But this is his childhood home right here, and as of today he still is the owner, so pretty cool. I love the fact that he grew up here in the Pacific Northwest and has always shown love to Oregon. You can see there's actually some newer trees planted here as well. But pretty cool. And like I said, there's a ton more information about his folks, which are actually buried in here in Oregon as well at the Riverview Cemetery, which we've vlogged many of times. And I found that to be kind of ironic because if you guys remember, he actually played Virgil Earp in Tombstone, and Virgil Earp's actually buried here in Oregon as well, which we visited his grave a while ago. So if you guys want to, after this vlog, you can check out that. But like I said, I want to be respectful and not tell you guys exactly the address and things of that nature, just for, you know, privacy issues and stuff. But this is where Sam Elliott grew up, right here in this little cul-de-sac. So cool. And just standing here in front of his house just brings back so much good memories. I remember watching the movie Mask with my mom, which to this day I absolutely love his performance in that. I always thought he was so cool on his motorcycle, and everybody loves his voice obviously too. But out of all the movies, it's really kind of close. I really enjoyed him in Tombstone, which a lot of people remember that role, but he was also in Mask with Cher. Not to mention a ton of more movies. It's kind of funny though that he wanted to be a track star at first and then fame hit, and next thing you know, he's basically all over the map movie wise. But I want to thank very mostly my viewers for chiming in and giving me the info. Shout out to Rainy Nights, love you very much. You always come through for me, and my commenters, my creepers really, but everybody that comments, I love you guys for that. You guys have really tipped me off over the years to such cool things. And I knew just kind of like a glimmer of Sam Elliott being from Oregon, but I didn't realize his house was actually here in Northeast Portland. I know he has a couple homes in Oregon, but I thought it was really cool that he was born and raised so close. And like I said, with his mom being a school teacher and the school just being so close to here, it was probably perfect for them. But right now, as the property land states, he actually still owns the home. So very cool. So like I said, for good measure, I don't want to get as close as I am. I mean, this is kind of pushing it, really. I don't want to upset anybody or give away anybody's personal info, doxing or anything, but this is it. This is definitely his childhood home. I just got the word from one of the neighbors that actually his children got autographs from him at one point. So he said he hasn't seen him in a while, but he is very quite sure that this is still in his name as well. So pretty cool. Love it. Really?
We hadn't seen him in a few years.
That's cool, but you did meet him.
I never met him.
But you know that that's the one, huh?
Our kids got his autograph years ago when they were little.
What a good dude. Yeah, I loved him in Tombstone, and ironically, I did the grave of Virgil Earp, who's actually buried here in Portland as well.
Oh.
And then, you know, fast forward, he played him in Tombstone, and then his folks are actually buried at the same cemetery as Virgil Earp. So it's just this huge Oregon tie.
Oh yeah.
And I love the fact that he does the Smokey the Bear voice and stuff.
Well, don't they have a ranch around Springfield or something?
That's what my mom was saying too, yeah. But I kind of wanted to just maybe get a little info from one of the neighbors, so thank you. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I knew that I was kind of in the right vicinity.
We didn't really want to bother him.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's very respectful. Like if you see people out to dinner, I always just kind of wait till maybe outside, or you know, there's a very fine line of doing this and also giving people privacy. So thank you. Right. But to be quite honest, I saw your beard and I thought, is that him? Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Oh, that's very cool, you guys. You hear that? That was actually the neighbor just right down the street here, verifying that was definitely his house. He actually said his children got autographs from Sam at one point. So that's gonna do it from Sam Elliott's childhood home. I love you guys very much. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. You can ring that bell down below. That way when I creep, you guys will be the first to creep. But until next time, I love you guys very much. Creeper out for now. Peace.
It's that work ethic. That's one of the things my dad taught me. Always do more, even if it's just a little more. Always do a little more than it's expected.